Now we have to make one more package for the utility of cryptography purpose class called we have to make a class and we'll name as cipher utils, and within this class we have to do some cryptographic related functions and variable kind of things. Okay, so first of all let me making a string called password, and let me give the value as Thor has hammer. You can give any value of your choice, it's a password. So it is Thor have HAMM35. Okay, so we will be creating the encryption and decryption functions here in the cipher utils. Okay, so for now I'm making another final string variable called algorithm, and we are going to use DES algorithm for cryptic purpose. And now it is created, and here we have to make public static string encrypted function. Encrypt it. It's a function that we will be using for encryption purpose. So it is taking as a parameter string as the value, the text that we have to encrypt is stored in the value, and then we are going for the try block, and within this try block we are using DES key specs as we are using the DES algorithm. So we have to use the functions that is present in the Java cryptography library called DES key specs. Okay, and then we are passing the password and getting the standard char set in UTF-8. Okay, after that we have to go for the secret key factory here, and we'll make an key factory. After that, secret key factory dot get instance, pass that algorithm that we are using DES. We are making a key factory for DES, and then finally we are creating a secret key here from the key factory dot generate secret, and passing the key specs within it. Okay, and then we'll be using an byte array for the encryption. So let me make it clear text first of all, the value dot get bytes, and within this character set UTF-8. Okay, it is done. Then we are using the cipher here. Cipher is most important for cryptography, and cipher dot get instance. First of all we are getting the instance of cipher, passing the algorithm within it. After that cipher dot we are initializing it, cipher dot encryption mode, and passing the key. Okay, for now we have to return that base 64 encoder. So we will be going for that encoder, but we have choose that base 64 as wrong library. We have to go for Android util. Okay, then encode to string. Okay, then we will pass the cipher within it, cipher dot do final, and finally the clear test within it, and then base 64 of Android util dot default. Okay, now we have to type that catch block for it. So we will be using bit or bit here. You can see that for the various exceptions we will be handling within the single function using bitwise OR, such as we are taking the exceptions invalid key exception, invalid key spec exception, no algorithm exception, bad padding exception, and then no such padding exception, and then illegal block size exception, and giving them as E. After that you have to just print the statistic. So this is very beneficial. You have handled all the exceptions within the same function, then return the value. So it is completed. Now we have to make another function. As you can see that if we have created an encrypted function, then we will be also needing the decrypting function, but it is on ourselves, either we are using it or not. But you have to learn how to make decrypt function for the encrypt function, that you have created a key for it, another password, and using a specific algorithm of cryptography. So we will be just reverse engineering that encryption function, and we'll have to make that try block. And as we are using that DES algorithm and we have encrypted the text using DES algorithm, then we have to decrypt that text also using DES algorithm. So that's why we are doing the same here, getting the instance for secret key factory. After that secret key factory, we have to create key here, and key factory dot generate secret, and then passing the key spec here. After that we have to make a byte array that is having that encrypted password bytes, and it is of base 64. The base 64 is from Android util, not from Java util. Make sure that you have imported the correct library for it, and then passing the value and base 64 default as flag for it. After that you have to go for the cipher dot get instance and pass the algorithm within it. So now we have to initialize that cipher here, cipher dot decrypt mode, and pass that key. As you can see that in the previous function we have did it for the encrypt mode, and now the decrypted text or the bytes will be stored in this byte array. So decrypted value bytes will be responsible for it. First of all, let me make cipher do finals and pass that encrypted bytes. It is stored in it, and then finally we have to return the string value for it, decrypted value bytes. Okay, so for now we have to copy that catch block, as the catch and the return statement will be same. So just have to paste here. Okay, so this is done and error free. I'm just scrolling it. Okay, now we have to go to the POW fragment here, and within this fragment we have to make some changes. First of all, remove this extra information that is given to just to irritate. So I am just removing it. The things that are necessary I will be just doing it here. Okay, so as you can see that it is extending fragment, but you have to extend it by dialog fragment. It will open up a dialog only, not another window. And then you have to implement view dot on click listener here also, as you have to cross click on this to close this fragment. That's why. Also you have to give some values for the button. That's why on click listener is important. Then we are just making another binding object here, view binding here, and for the view binding is created. And now the context, to get the context of the activity from the fragment. That's why. Okay, and now we have to make another property. For this is not needed right now, we will create it in later, but we have to just remove this. Okay, as you can see that you have to remove that parameters too, and then in the return statement you have to make change, like it is POW fragment and F is capital. Okay, so now you have to make another function here. Let me type it. So let me try to get that function. First of all, its annotation is override, and it is of we have to give all these things like modifier and return type, like public void, and it is on attach. Okay, on attach, and its parameter is having the annotation as non-null, and that context is here. After that, within this on attach, you have to call super dot on attach. So pass that context here, and now you have to just give the context as context is equals to context dot get application context. So this is to get context of the activity within the fragment. That's why this is important. Now we are in the above part. You can see that we have to change the name as mContext. Both the things cannot be same. Okay, otherwise we have to use that this statement or that this keyword. For now, we have to remove this within this onCreate method or function. Both are the same things, and within this we are just using the view binding for that fragment dot inflate. We are just inflating that to fragment, and then using that get layout inflator, and then that container. So it is false. Okay, so now we have to return also. So what we will do in the return, just view binding dot get roots. Okay, now we have to pass one more parameter here. It is nullable as its annotation, and then it is a view group type called container. Okay, so now this error is removed. Also one more thing is there or not let me see. Okay, it is of non-null, and what it is layout inflator, as you have to pass it as inflator. Okay, so we are done with it, and for now we have to check something like more function, and for now we are within this, but we have to remove this on create view and add on create, and change its name on create view, make it on create view, or you have to generate more function here. Let me see what it will be. So now here I am below that on create. You have to go for that on click or on view created. On view created, first of all, it is necessary. Okay, so for the on view created, you have to, you will be needing something, and that will be a property called shared preference manager, as you are managing it, and then it is of type perhaps. For now we have to just come back to here, and we will be using that prefs here that we have created using shared preference manager. So it is used to create that object for it, passing the context within it. And now just do the view binding kind of thing, like you have to set that ed@set pow set text input text, and then you have to take a string here, a string dot value of, and it will of preps dot get pow value, and doing the same for theme and that encryption status also. You are just using that view binding for shared preference management, and it is for when you are closing that dialog, so it will be using here button dot close and view binding. Another thing, if you want to continue, that is that OK button. When you click on that OK of get pow value or that proof of work. Okay, so it is also completed. Let me remove the extra space from it. Now I am in this. Here we have to make one more function called on create dialog, as we are creating a dialog box kind of thing here. So it will be used. Okay, so within this on create dialog, you have to make a dialog, and dialog equals to super dot on create dialog, and within this you have to pass that saved instance state. And now dialog dot request for window feature, and then window dot feature action bar, you will be feature no title is needed. And then if statement dialog dot get window is not equals to null, if it is already getting in that window, then you have just called to dialog dot get window dot set layout, and what set layout dot view group dot layout params dot wrap content, and doing again the same view group dot layout params dot wrap content. Okay, so we are done with this, and after that we have to get out of this if statement, and then here we are just returning that dialog. Let me remove this extra space. This is a very annoying, but to fit in that screen I have to give the extra space. Okay, so now the dialog is done. Now we are needing another function called OnClick. So for OnClick we are using that switch, and in that switch we have to pass out that v.getID, and for this we will be needing another extra space here. And for the switch it will be having obvious, it will be having the cases. So for it, let me have that case for that button close. If we click on that close button, then everything will be dismissed. So it is dismiss and break. Okay, then the another case. So what will be the another case here? Let me think and then type. We are having two more values for send and continue. Okay, so let me type it here. Case r.id dot not baseline, so typed mistake. Okay, continue. If we click on OK, then it will be work on proof of work, just verifying that blockchain. Okay, so then view binding dot edit set power dot get text is not equals to null. If the value that is given in that edit box is not equals to null, then we will be just going for it. Within this if statement, string power is equals to view binding dot edit text get text to string, then preps dot set power value as integer dot %. We are creating we are passing the integer value just to convert it from string to integer. We use that %. Okay, for now the if statement, if get activity is not null, then what we have to do, integer, it is not integer dot, it's intent. We have to work on that intent right now. So we will be going for the package manager dot get launch intent for the package and passing the context. Okay, so context dot get package name. Okay, then we will be just starting that activity. It will restart your activity by verifying that. Okay, and get activity dot finish. Finish. Okay, so in the else part we will be just dismissing it. Okay, so this is also complete. Just add the break. After that remove this extra space, and here is also there is much extra space. Let me set for another things here. What are these things? Like on destroy, on detach we need, not on destroy. On detach view winding, setting it to null, just setting the values to the null. This is for when we are detaching it from that activity, this dialog. Now there are errors. Let me see what kind of errors we are getting here. So just remove this, and what kind of error it is? Not override. Okay, I have a different idea for removing this error. Let me try it first of all. So let me check the parameters, and then that statement, the function name is correct. Okay, and also I have to just copy these two lines. After copying it, just remove this. Let me see the error is removed or not removed. Then I will be just copying these two lines and remove this whole function, and then just recreate it on create view. Just come back here you have to give this here, just above that on view created, on create view, and then paste these two lines here that you have copied out. Okay, then the error is removed. And now okay, there is an error for not typing that parenthesis. So now this fragment is also error free. Let me remove the extra space, and I'm just doing it. Okay, so you have to watch the next video, the last video. So thank you for watching, and keep on subscribe us, the Techno Learning. Thank you very much.